The dark truth about the Forbes under 30 to prison pipeline. What is up, winning team? And today we're going to be talking about this whole Forbes 30 under 30 to prison pipeline. And there's a dark element to this. Like, this is apparently known and has been known for years. I only discovered about this today. And you guys know that before I got to here, I only remembered like last year, end of last year, that in my vision board when I was like early into business and I was all like 21 and still very young and stupid before my prefrontal lobe had finally formed and I got close to the Lord and realized that this is all a hellscape. One of the things that was on my vision board was Forbes 30 under 30, right? So if you guys don't know what that is, Forbes every year they release, like, they pick out of a bunch of entrepreneurs around the world. I would say mainly in the West, to be honest, mainly in the West. And who they highlight as their 30 under 30, as in under the age of 30. And that's why I randomly thought about it at the end of last week, because, oh my gosh, I'm about to be 30. I want to be 30 next year in like 2027, and I just don't even care. And this whole thing I'm about to tell you guys about is exactly is the perfect example of when I tell you that to get things in this world, like to win in the world's way, this is why I say it's not worth doing anything in the world. This is why we just need the Lord to just take us to the promised land, because the way you win in this life, it didn't surprise me. As soon as I heard that a lot of them end up in prison, especially what a lot of them end up in prison for, I wasn't surprised. But then there's another dark undertone that no one seems to be talking about that I'm going to bring forth. So buckle up as I tell you. So a lot of people, I've written down a few names, but pretty much the most recent one I heard, I can't remember her name, something Roba or something. She had a business where she decided to basically, you know, like how when you are a member of like a supermarket you go to, or like an airline that you fly with or whatever, and you get like rewards and stuff. She basically had the idea to put this all together, where she was gonna, instead of you getting rewards, you could have a platform where all of the different platforms come to the same platform, and you can get money. You can choose which of the other brands you want to get money from. So it's kind of cool. Kind of a sick idea, but anyways, turns out it was all fraudulent, which is the first fact I wanted to bring to you guys' attention, that of all the money that they raised, that all of these Forbes 30 under 30 people have raised, if you put all the money together, if you times that amount by 3, that's how much they've all frauded. They're fraudsters. Yeah. So as I was like looking into this, I saw one person had said, you know, they think that part of the reason for this is one of the most obvious things being the desperation of achieving it, like Forbes 30 under 30. I know this is something that's not a big thing for a lot of people, and a lot of people may never have heard of it. But in some circles it is, and it is enough to the point where these people, because a lot of these people, I didn't even know how deep this went. I genuinely, until just doing my recent deep dive, thought it was just one of those things where if you just, you just try and do your best. I think Kylie Jenner made it one year, and I think that was the year that I officially didn't care to be on the Forbes 30 under 30. But like, it's one of those like accolades of things that people in a certain upper echelon of society care about, you know, which is what takes me to where this gets a bit dark, because there's a whole thing to do with how junior bankers seem to be the ones who really get affected by this. And I have a theory about that. So before we get into that, I'll give an example. One of them being, what's his name? Junior banker Sam Bankman-Fried. We have Martin Shkreli, who's like a farmer bro. A lot of these people are associates with these higher upper echelon, like junior doctors, junior bankers. And this is where I actually have the problem. Well, let's start with the first thing. First thing is, it doesn't surprise me that these people are doing whatever it takes. Because I know, and this is where I feel like being a young person, we're screwed in life. We're screwed in life because I feel like a lot of these young folks, in order to get onto the list, apparently people hire, like, it's just the same as like how technically speaking, anybody can run for prime minister, anybody can run for president. But in reality, the people that are going to get there are the people that have the funding, who know how to hire the right people and kind of already in the right circles. So technically speaking, it's for anybody. If we're going to be technical, but in reality, the people actually winning have advantages. So people apparently hire publicists to help them to get into the Forbes 30 under 30 list and all of this. So again, like I said, guys, this is why I don't like these things in this world. It's like going to the high universities and parents are like, oh, I really want my child to get into Oxford, Cambridge. I really want my child to go to Harvard, this, that, right? But it's like the people who get there, a lot of the times, people who do well, it's because they're all in connection with each other. And let's not forget that a lot of the people in all of these places, also the likes of the people on the Epstein's list, I think it was, who was it? Was it either the I don't know what you call the highest of a university. One of the higher people in the University of Harvard is also on the like all buddy with Epstein, seen in the photos where they're doing all their conversations. And I know in this country, like these higher level universities, you'll have parents genuinely thinking in their heads that their child can just work hard enough to get in, and it's like, dude, the people are already all in cahoots with each other. Like, but whatever, you keep dreaming. You guys love to do. That's not the point. The point being, I feel like, why is it that it's only happening with the juniors that are getting really caught out with a lot of this fraud stuff? Because one of the examples I saw, one of the girls basically had, was it the same girl or a different? I think it was a different person. Had basically inflated their numbers to, because a lot of it is like, and this, by the way, part of this is why I don't want to go into business, because I know that, like, it's the way they're able to skip around the rules. We don't necessarily have the knowledge of know-how. So I'm also worried that if I actually had a business and I started it and it was super duper successful, right, outside of what I'm doing right now, I'm worried that somehow I'll find myself in a fraud or something just because of something I didn't know. Because like one of the girls, the reason she got in trouble, and she's facing 52 years. This is what I'm saying. She's facing 52 years. The case is still ongoing. 52 years in prison. And for what? Just to get yourself on the Forbes 30 under 30 list. This is what I'm saying. Everybody's very desperate in this life. Like, and I just don't get where the desperation is coming from. Why are you so desperate for somebody else's validation? Why are people so desperate to be in Hollywood that they're prepared to sleep their way to the top? Why are people so desperate to become a model that they're willing to just put up with whatever's happening on Epstein Island? Why are you so desperate to make Forbes 30 under 30 that you're willing to do fraud and potentially face 52 years in prison? Why are you so desperate that you're willing to lie on somebody else's name just to get into a relationship with somebody where it's all based on a lie anyways because you lied your way in there? Why are you so desperate that you're willing to step on other people to get to the top? Why are you so desperate that you're willing to manipulate others and take advantage? Like, I don't get it. I don't get where the desperation's coming from. Like, I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe I can't relate because I've been having a relationship with the Lord for too long. And so I just don't know how everybody else is functioning. And I really just don't, because I don't get it. Because like now you're going to face prison time. But the thing that's a bit more dark about all of this to me is the fact that, this is what happens when us younger folks listen to the older folks. This is just what I'm saying. Because they're all hiring the publicists. They're hiring the people that's supposed to get them there. And you're young and dumb following those that came before you, because I'm like, why is it the juniors? What about the older people? Why are they not? Why JP Morgan Chase is the one getting upset because of basically what had happened. This is a situation I could 100% see myself doing accidentally, not intentionally, but pretty much she had, like, I think falsified, I'm getting confused between all the stories, but somebody had falsified their information. This is the one that involved JP Morgan Chase. And I'm specifically bringing that up because you guys know how I feel about JP Morgan Chase. I always bring them up as the stupid companies. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, you get this degree and go and work for JP Morgan Chase. That'll be one of the most, you can be so well renowned. You'll be so, like, everybody can go and kiss your ass now. Everybody can, like, everybody will just think you're the coolest thing ever. And you're just like literally the same as like literally Spider-Man. You're literally the next Messiah because you got a job at JP Morgan Chase. Well done. You've literally won it. Like, you're literally the biggest winner of all time. Right? So anyway, so one of these Forbes 30 under 30 who was going to get bought by them, they found out that the person had like falsified how many people they actually had. So like instead of them saying they had like say millions of clients, but really they had like 300,000 clients, and that was a fraud case. And the problem I have with that is how the hell is such a corrupt company like JP Morgan Chase able to put a young person in prison for fraud? This is the world we're living in. This is what I'm saying, guys. This world is the gift that keeps on giving. This world is literally the gift that keeps on giving. Like, and I cannot believe it. We're just scapegoats. So I'm saying, my generation, we're just literally the child sacrifices of this era. We're just the child sacrifices of this era. Because what do you mean? It's like even the other girl, the reason she got in trouble, yeah, and again, I know this, she's not the only person who's done this. The reason she got in trouble is because the accounts, this is the one I said I could see myself accidentally doing. The accounts that she had submitted to whatever company was going to invest in her afterwards, because this is how they end up getting found out, right? Because once they actually make the list and then maybe somebody wants to buy them and so on and so forth, and then obviously when you start looking at the nitty-gritties of the financials, because that's the other thing about business that's different than working in a job, which I don't think people realize, is that when it comes to business, it's kind of like there's a lot of things you can get away with if no one's actually watching your business in particular. Unlike a job where everything is very governmental, and like everything is going through the government and then your employer and whatever. If you're running your own business, there's kind of a lot of things that you could kind of be doing that could go unchecked, if you will, or could be unseen. And that's kind of what a lot of people like, why a lot of people like businesses and a lot of people in business. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is how Donald J. Trump himself got himself to where he is. There's a lot of things where if you can kind of get away with, a lot of people, they choose to get away with doing a lot of kind of shady things in the beginning, and then kind of straightening things out a little bit later on and kind of taking a risk on themselves. And that's kind of a normal thing that a lot of people do. Again, something I'm personally not willing to do. Another reason why I don't want to work in business of any kind of sort. Like there was a point in time I was like, oh, maybe I'll just have a business, but I'll register it in a different country. And it's like, no, I don't even want to do that now. I just need to get out of this place. We just need to get out of the world, really, was where we need to get out of. But anyway, so she had one account with one batch of money in it, and then there was another account with another batch of money in it, which is something like what I do. You have different accounts, different business accounts for different reasons. Like the ones where you put people, either you keep payroll, the things where all of your stuff where you pay your like people, the services, the manufacturers, depending on what kind of business you run, you know what I mean, where that comes in, or where the profit, all the just money just comes in, or maybe there's a staff account where, you know, there's reasons to have many business accounts, yeah. And I've always been the type of person who has them. You know, it's one of those things that stresses me out in life, because, you know, even just personally, I've always had a lot of bank accounts. I was like, this is where my money is for this is where my money is for that, this is this. And also because you never know what's going to happen. If one bank does this or one this does that, you got to have a backup. You know what I mean? That's at least how I run my life. Anyway, having said that, I only have three banks. So she or he or whoever it was in this story had shown the information from one account but not another. But they've done it in a shady way. So this is the thing I wouldn't have done. They've done it in a shady way, as if to be like, obviously you can show one set of accounts and it makes it look like, oh, this is what's coming in, this is what's going out. And then the other one kind of tells you like, yeah, that is what's coming in, what's going out. But you guys are old enough at this point to figure out how you can manipulate these kinds of situations. And the thing that annoys me about it, like I said, is, and this is the thing that's dark about it, is I know this is what everybody is doing anyway. This is exactly why I don't want to be a part of it, because I feel like, knowing me, because I'm calling myself with the Lord, I'll be the one person who somehow makes the slightest issue and ends up facing 52 years. Meanwhile, you got people who've been doing these things for decades. Like, this is literally how they've got rich. This is literally what they do. They're the ones sending people my age to go to prison for fraud and stuff. That's crazy, especially when a lot of the people on the Forbes 30 under 30 list, and this is the bit that makes me think that, they're the kids and the young people that were around these folks in the first place. These other folks in the same exact industries are the reason they were even there, they even got onto the Forbes 30 under 30 in the first place. So it's like, you guys aren't even protecting your own youth over there. And I almost feel like it's like a scapegoaty thing, as if to be like, oh, you see, we do things by the book. We can't just turn a blind eye to this. And it's like, shut up, you guys. You're all turning a blind eye to everything. We know this by now. You're all on the Epstein list, so you're all doing fraud. We're all used to it. So now you want to play high and mighty when it's the younger folks. Because like I said, Forbes 30 to 30, that's my age category now. Crazy. So yeah, like I said, this place is dark. This world is a dark place. And I would have thought that, at least for them, if they're prepared to do the fraud, because that's the things I'm not prepared to do, that it would have worked out for them. Because that's what happens in business a lot. Like, the way if you want to run an actual business in life, the good way, the honest way, it's very difficult to actually do, especially as time goes on, and especially because of the existence of these bigger companies and how they operate. Because also, if your operations start to threaten them, then they're going to come over to you with their big lawyers and all the money they have, and start going through your company with a fine comb to try and find any reason they can to either take over your company or destroy you or whatever, and do whatever they want. And this is why I'm just like, it's aggressive. It's so aggressive that as these younger companies and younger, junior bankers, again, the junior bankers, expendable. And I feel like part of it and some of it is they are just scapegoats, because if they got to the next level, or if they got any higher, maybe they don't trust them to be as good at being as skilled frauds. Maybe they just weren't good enough at it. I don't know, but this stuff, yeah, this is the stuff when I say to you guys where I'm like, I hate it here, like I hate this place. I really hate it, and it just like I just feel like my generation we're just screwed. Like we're just so screwed, and like everybody's just so ready to just put us as a sacrifice. As I'm saying, the devil does the same thing. He finds a way to do it in a way that's acceptable in the year that he's living in. So in the same way that, yeah, okay, the junior bankers in fraud, and what's the correlation with this? And then you have the child stars in Hollywood, and how all these child stars are coming out with their stories now. Like I said, my childhood was an entire lie. All these stars I looked up to, and most of them, a lot of the best ones, a lot of our favorites. Look what was being done to them behind the scenes. Even the likes of the Britney Spearses of it all. Even if you look at, I mean, like Michael Jackson, he was afraid, the reason why he got so good at what he was doing is he's afraid of being beaten by his father from getting one step wrong and this step back. It's like, is that right? Is it fair? Are we happy? Are we enjoying Michael Jackson's music, knowing that for the sake of it's this good because he was that afraid that his father would beat him if he didn't stay perfectly on beat? I don't know about you, but that kind of ruins it for me. Like, a lot of that ruins it for me. It's just dark out here. But anyways, I'm going to leave that there. I've got another video that I'm going to do. I've got videos coming today. So buckle up and stay tuned, everybody, because if life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you all. And thank God. You see what I mean when I say thank God? I gave up all this stuff 5 years ago. Like, I'm looking back and I'm like, thank God, because maybe I would have been the dumb trusting the wrong publicist, the wrong person, thinking, yeah, let me just go and do this. This is how I'm going to get my dream of Forbes 30 under 30, like a flipping idiot. Like, it's actually crazy. The more I'm realizing, I made the best decision I possibly could have, even though at the time, everybody thought I lost my mind. Anyways, you guys, if life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you.